Hey folks, we are live today at on Wednesday 7 p.m. Today the agenda is again a low-level design of a system which is an inventory management system. And if you know about Amazon warehouses or if you know about even shops, what happens is people can buy products and you have to manage this inventory. So simply put, you have to manage the state of a product, whether it's purchased or not purchased, where is it, how many of them do you have, and do you need to order more based on that, maybe a notification. So this is the job of an inventory management system, and the low-level design of that, which means the software design and the code will be taken care of by us today. Okay, so with us we have Arun Goel. Arun is SE2 at Atlassian. Arun, would you
Yeah,
like to say a few more words about yourself, or are you very humble and shy, or what is it like?
of course, I'm humble and shy, but let me give a few words. Hey everyone, you must have seen our previous video. I gave my introduction there also. My name is Arun Goel. Uh, like Gaurav said, I'm SD2 at Atlassian, and I've been working there as a full stack engineer. Before this, I've helped make Scalar Academy and Coding Ninjas many different courses, and here I am to judge Gaurav for the LLD round.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, let's start this way. Firstly, guys, if you have any questions, please send them on Slido. So right now, I'll just share the link for Slido. Just give me a second. Sorry, I have not opened YouTube at the same time because the sound becomes an echo. Yeah, okay. So let's go to, it's in the description, the video description. Oh, in fact, we don't have a Slido link in the video description.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just create one. Guys, thank you so much for your patience. And no, thank you for me for, you know, for getting to do this. I should have taken a Slido link and kept it out there. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Inventory
Okay.
manage.
In the meantime, I can take a few questions.
Yeah, which are coming on chat because
Okay. So there's Rishabh Singh. Can you list down a sort of framework to tackle similar questions? Yes, Rishabh. In the last video, if you have seen, we came up with the idea how do we generally proceed. We can go ahead with a use case diagram wherein you can list down the requirements, and based on that, you can make a use case diagram. Using the use case diagram, you can go ahead and create the class diagram, and probably after you make the class diagram, you can go ahead and write the code. For reference, you can refer to the previous video, which is on Make My Trip. You'll be able to have a good idea about it.
okay, that's
So Lakshmi is saying hi to you, Gaurav. Please reply
hey,
hi.
hello Lakshmi, how's everything going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking a poll also at the same time. So I'm just going to launch this
Hmm.
poll, and at the same time, I'll just come over here and please use this link to send us your questions or ask any doubts, or even if you have suggestions, please let us know here. I have taken a poll on what is your experience level, so that we have a rough understanding of who's the who's viewing this video, and based on that, we can tailor the experience, right? So, okay, 3 of you have voted. 3 to 8 years experience is where we are at till now. Okay, I'll just share my screen. If that's okay with you, Arun.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Okay, so this is the poll that we are taking. The Slido link is in the chat. Um, Again, I'll just share this, the polls. Any resources for extreme beginners? Amazon for SD1 level. Generally, they do ask relevant questions for SD1s as well. Arun, would you like to take this? Like, if there is a person who's just starting off with low-level design, like has
Okay.
absolutely no idea, maybe has done only computer programming or
Hmm.
small projects, or maybe has worked only on machine learning and is looking to switch to software engineering. How would you
Hmm.
how would you make them start? Just for the first time. They have
Okay.
not done an internship also. So extreme beginner, I
Sure.
think it would be that. Yeah.
Okay. So my recommendation to them would be first start with problem solving, basic problem solving. Then you should go for OOPS. OOPS concepts are very much needed in deciding design patterns and whatnot. Then after you are done with, you have few experience in solving problems, you have learned a few algorithms, and you're very much familiar with OOPS. Then you can go ahead and start designing systems. You can start with very easy systems also. Let's take an example of car parking. Let's say you take that and you start designing that, and then you can straight like this you can move on to the complex systems.
Okay. Okay. So, and would you say they need to learn anything beforehand? Any design patterns, or should they work on their own project before? What would you suggest would be the best way?
So So my recommendation would be after you learn OOPS, definitely any design pattern you will be very easily able to understand, right? So what my recommendation would be, first start build your own. For example, let's take car parking only. Car parking is not that easy. It's quite difficult actually. But you first write your own, then you will be able to see what all issues are there. Go see a few design patterns and how you can improve your code. This way you will be able to learn more design patterns, and your code would become great as you move ahead. And this is the best way to learn design patterns also, I feel.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Practice makes perfect. Uh, okay, let's take a couple of more questions. There are a few, comments that please post the Slido link on LinkedIn also. I have
Yeah.
posted on LinkedIn, guys. Do let me know if it's working, and please feel free to, send us your questions over here in Q&A, or just let us know where you're lying at in terms of experience level. I think this is one way in which we can judge people very quickly, not accurately, but quickly. That okay, you have an experience level of 8+ years. Probably you are an expert. You're a college undergrad, means you're not. You haven't started with low level design. So, like I said, it's not accurate, but it's a quick way. Okay,
There's one more question Priya Bansal is asking.
okay. Priya Bansal is
LLD
asking.
round.
LLD round tends to become machine coding round. How to analyze how much depth we need to cover during these interview times. Okay. Uh, Arun, do you want to take this?
Yeah. So first of all, how much depth is just decided in within the interview only. If the interviewer wants you to go into the depth of it, or he just asks you to be superficial. So, and how is that decided? When you start with jotting down the points, system requirements. That's the first stage. Like you must have seen in the last video also. We jot down the system requirements, and then we start moving into the use case diagram. Now, what happens in the interview is the interview can go in any direction. Whatever interviewer is not convinced with, he can go into depth of it. So you just by the interview link, you might not be able to get how much depth you need to cover. But yeah, most of the things are understood in this when you start writing down the requirements. If the interviewer is not convinced with the requirements, he would question you there and then. But once you have jot down all the requirements, once you both have agreed, you and your interviewer, that you will be designing system on the basis of these few requirements, then I don't think he'll have any other questions going forward.
Okay. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. Priya, also, if you're worried about the machine coding round, like Arun said, as they keep going deeper and deeper, they start asking more on the engineering side of things. In which case, maybe depending on your experience level, if you are looking for a SD2 or SD3 role, then they will be asking you stuff like concurrency, locks. How do you how do you keep low latency? How do you so low latency, for example, you don't want a thread to be blocked. That's the level that we can go to in an interview. We can't do like a lot
Yeah.
of optimizations, but yeah, low latency is one thing. Maybe using the right data structure. Okay, it won't be as difficult as an algo round, but they'll ask you something simple like, are you going to use a hash map here? Are you going to be using a list over here? Why would you use that? Basic things. Okay, this is interesting. Are you comfortable with LLD rounds? 19 people have voted, and 20 now, and we are seeing most of most of the votes are on one, so they are not
Mm.
comfortable with LLD. Uh,
Yeah.
Very interesting. So what's driving that? Is it that you haven't given an LLD round, or you have given it and it didn't work out? That could be one thing. Maybe you can let us know in the Q&A. Okay, there's a couple of questions that we have over here. Let's take questions for 4 more minutes before we start. Uh,
Sure.
so the highest voted question is: do we need to learn each and every design pattern? If not, what is common and important ones that everyone must know? Okay. Do we need to learn each and every design pattern? I mean, if you know it, it's kind of useful only. But if not, what are common and important ones that everyone should know? So, Arun, if you had to rank order design patterns, or if you had to uh, say the three most or five most important design patterns, which ones would you choose?
To this, let me answer the first question. Do we need to learn each and every design pattern? So to this, my answer would be nobody can actually learn all the design patterns, right? You would get better and better in deciding with practice, first of all. Second, if not, what are the common? So there are frequently used design patterns. For example, facade pattern is one, which is most frequently used. Singleton pattern is one, which is very commonly used. Publisher subscriber pattern is one which is very much used. For example, in social media, you can use it, or like social media apps is one such example, and it covers a whole lot of systems like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, uh, YouTube. Also nowadays they also send notifications to the subscribers. Publisher subscriber is fourth, I would recommend. Then decorator pattern is one which I would recommend that you must know. It's quite important. Yeah, I guess.
Is there any website that you would suggest people to go and just read the theory? Like, I find this one pretty useful, Refactoring Guru.
Okay.
Um, like, this is a lot of this is useful. Design patterns. Let's just go to design patterns. Let's say creational. There's quite a few. I think factory is like ultra common. Builder is super common.
Mm.
Singleton again
Yeah.
very common. Yeah. Okay. There's another interesting question which has come up, which is Akash Goel. Hi Gaurav, when will you start a LLD course? Arun, any idea?
Okay. So, would you like to say?
No, let's keep it in stealth. It's not stealth actually. We are working on an LLD
Yeah.
course. Akash, thanks for the
Yeah.
question. And it uses these things like design patterns, some basic understanding. Of course, we explain what the design pattern is also, and how it works in this particular question. But if you just want to use design patterns, or if you want a textual summary of what design patterns are, I would strongly suggest you try this website. I've been saying it for a while now. Nobody goes. When I say high level design, please go for Martin Kleppmann's book, Designing Data Intensive Applications. I don't know how many people have read it, but it's a really good book. This website is also really good. It gives you a good gist. Okay, if you want to see them happening in practice, yeah, we have at InterviewReady high level design questions, and for low level design, we are creating a course so that it helps you primarily for interview preparation and upskilling. But the
Yeah.
theory is already covered, so we don't want to cover it again and again. We'll cover it only for the questions that we are doing. Okay. So the second part of the question: which are the important ones? Factory method or factory pattern, um, builder, singleton, in my opinion. Uh, Structural ones, I would say I've heard a lot of adapter and all that, but I've never really used it. Decorator is very common, so simple that in fact I don't even think this is a design pattern. It's like common sense. Uh, I don't know about this one again. Composite, flyweight. I guess I've never really used these much. Facade, like you said, Arun,
Yeah.
this is also a thing. Um, in behavioral, there is chain of responsibility. I had seen in one project state and strategy being used together, and that code never went to prod. So
Oh,
be careful.
yeah.
People read design patterns and they just go and they're like, yeah, okay. But
Mm.
state pattern, I think, is actually quite common. Depending on the state of this object, treated in a different way. Strategy, I mean, it can be used. Usually, there's a code revamp. There's not so much. This thing has to be done in a different way. Okay, and visitor, again, I had seen this nonsense once. In some cases, it must be useful. Let me tell you, in the same company, in the same project that I work for, they first tried visitor pattern, then they tried state and strategy together. None of that code ever had any impact on anything. Okay, so
Okay.
sometimes you might be trying something for the sake of trying it. Don't do that. Important ones, maybe chain of responsibility, state, instructional, facade, adapter, yeah, and in creational, factory, builder, and singleton. Creational is more often a design pattern problem because dependencies is a problem, and when dependencies are complex or creating objects is complex, that time you want to use certain patterns which are well known in the industry. This is a place to go. I haven't shared it. Is it? I haven't shared this link. I'll just share it here. Refactoring Guru, guys. You can Google this also. And when you're Googling it, maybe you also want to get some advice on where to learn system design. This is a pretty decent website. InterviewReady. I'll just
Yeah.
share that up with you. Okay. Yes, Manish Kumar, Martin Klepman. That's the book. Klepman, computer researcher. This is the book that I'm talking about. You can buy it on Amazon, or I think O'Reilly also sells it. Okay. Okay, I think we have taken a few questions.
Yeah.
This, I think, was the most important question that we had. What book could you recommend for learning system design? That's taken care of. That's great. Hi Gaurav, when will you start LLD course? Yes, we are
Yes.
we are working on it. I have never given an
We are
LLD
working
round
on it.
yet. Yes, I have an Amazon SD1 interview soon. Any advice regarding LLD round? Watch this interview. Watch this mock interview, and let's see if that helps you out. How to buy time while thinking about requirements. Don't try to be too fast also. Keep the interviewer in the loop, talk to them. Don't try to buy time, involve them in the discussion. Okay, can you please tell about the time planning for the LLD round? I mean, how much time for discussing question requirements, design the algo for question. There is no set pattern. The faster you complete a question, the more impressive it is, simply. And so I and Arun are working on a method to do this the fastest way possible. Okay, as you'll see today. Is it required to write algorithmic logic in LLD? For example, I got a job scheduling algorithm. Should I write different types of scheduling algorithms? Arun, do you want to take this? We'll take this
Yeah.
last.
So need not to write different algorithms. It's just you. So there, a person is not looking at the most optimized algorithm. Actually, person is looking at the interviewer is looking at the most optimized code. So so do not think you might not have to write the full function definition. Also, you can just give a signature of it, and that would be great. So interview, anyways, time is very very less. They just want to see how the activity flow, how you operate the system, which functions are called, when are they called, how do you exit, what is the overall activity flow, what all classes will you make, how will you interact, how the customer will interact with the system, all of that. So need
Yeah,
not to
makes
write
sense.
different types of algorithms.
Makes total sense. In fact, if you write the algorithm in the LLD round also, then I mean, I don't know. There are
Yeah.
libraries which take care of some of these things. One question which is kind of off topic, so I removed it, which is basically I have a startup that I'm working on an idea, and I've been doing algorithms, and should I make everything extensible from the start? My advice will be no. Just first look at what the customer wants. They don't care about your algorithm as long as the problem is being solved. They don't
Yeah.
even care about tech. Like Arun is also a startup founder, and is that okay, Arun? If I put it out there
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, Arun doesn't, just like me. Arun does not have a fascination with technology for the sake of technology. We just solve problems, and if tech is necessary, we use tech. Okay. So low level design uh, offer
Inventory
invent.
management system.
Okay, inventory management system. So, okay, Arun, you want me to design an inventory management system? I'll
Yeah.
uh, I'll walk through some of the requirements, and you can tell me if they are what is expected of an inventory management system.
Sure.
Okay. So the first thing I can see is um, add products. This would be something even in a small shop, we would need
Yeah.
a type of product. Okay, this will have a
Product
product.
onboarding, you can say.
Okay, product onboarding. Okay.
Mhm.
Another thing would be, I mean, updating product value.
Yeah.
So I'll make this more explicit. I will say add product units and remove product units. Would that make sense? Like
Okay.
if a
Yeah.
customer purchases something, I remove
Mm-hmm.
that product from my total list.
Yeah.
And when I get a truck in the morning, it fills the shop.
Yes.
That's when I'm
Mm-hmm.
adding.
Okay.
Okay, so in this way, I'm able to manage to some extent, and I can add product types also. Okay. Uh, okay. Is there anything else that I need to do? I need to manage the price of the product, but is that in product onboarding itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you said in the last time, change product values. So in that you can change the quantity also and the price also. The values could be both of them, and
Okay.
placement also. Shelf actually. Where is that placed? Because in Amazon, generally they have robots to pick up the product. It gets packaged itself, so they have a proper shelf place where that
Okay.
product is. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be product location. At
Yes.
this point, we are now starting to get complex because in a small shop, I can manually go and just put the products in the
Yes.
right place. In a warehouse, uh, I need information like in this product onboarding. I need what is the volume of that product, because if it's too big, then I can't place it in a place. And also, how heavy is the product? Maybe based on that, I want to put it in the ground, the lowest tier, and
Yeah.
take it. So the weight. So this should actually capture that. I need weight and volume dimensions. It will be even more accurate.
So you can have three sort of shells for to keep it, to simplify it. Let's make it small, medium, big. That's it. Three types of shells.
Okay, okay. Small, medium. Okay, I'll just make it S, M, and L. Okay. You've spoken like a true problem solver. Yeah. Small, medium, big. For now, let's just start with the simple basic thing, bucket them. Okay, we can update product prices. We can tell where it is located. So a particular shelf, a particular
Mm-hmm.
location. Uh, we can add units. I mean,
Yes.
adding units, like even if I say 10 units, then yeah, it has to be assigned particular shelf slots also. Okay, remove
Yeah.
from some slots. Um, it's almost like hotel booking, right? Like, no,
Some things would be there,
yeah, some things might be
but not
common.
everything.
Right, right. Because humans come and book one hotel.
Yeah.
You can't put them anywhere you like. They might be choosing the seat also. Okay.
Yes.
Um I can't think of any other requirements. Are there any
Okay.
other requirements? Like, is there a discount offer that I want? What about a sale? Should I take that also into consideration, or should I have a
Mm,
that has nothing to do with
No,
inventory? Yeah.
no, that has nothing to do with inventory. What we can think of here is a package, a product in inventory. Some of the products packaged are placed and they will be out for delivery after some time. So you can take care of that as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So the status of unit. So
yeah.
whether it is uh, available, packaged, ready. I mean, uh, in transit. In a warehouse, I just care about if it is available or it
Mm-hmm.
has to be picked up. Okay, so now if it is available, that's okay. Otherwise, it is booked. Then it is picked by a robot, let's say. Then it is
Mm-hmm.
packaged. and it is ready for delivery. So maybe you want to
Delivery.
add some, yeah. So
Yes.
what I'm seeing is there are multiple states that a product can have, a unit can have rather. So a
Right.
particular unit of a particular product. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Let me actually imagine as a customer what happens, and then let me try to
Sure.
imagine as a robot what's happening. So as a customer, I walk into the shop, I look at the
Hmm.
product that I want to buy. I just pick
Hmm.
it up. I go to the billing counter.
Yeah.
Now, at the billing counter, what should happen is when I purchase the product, I leave. So for me, it's actually extremely simple. For the shopkeeper, they need to know which product was picked. So maybe the barcode, when they swipe that barcode,
Hmm.
that product is noted. One unit of that is subtracted, and the bill is generated. The bill generation is a separate thing. We don't care about that.
Yeah.
It's just they have to subtract it by one. So that is easy.
Okay. So there's one more thing that happens in the warehouse. So whatever is finished now. So every day we have to purchase orders also, right? So what
Yeah.
all shelves are empty, we have to have those lists that okay, these products are finished. We need to buy them. So our warehouse should have that list as well.
Okay. So how many were booked today? Is that something that we want, or what
No,
is
no,
the
no, no. For
capacity
example,
minus?
let's say you're having mouse. Oh, let's say keyboard. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 keyboard are there in your shelf, let's say. Now, today, all the 10 are finished now. So obviously, you would want to buy 10 keyboards the very next day, right? So
Yeah.
you should be able to know, okay, the keyboards are finished now, and I need to buy them so that you can
Okay.
sell them ahead. So that would come to know from the warehouse only.
Right. So maybe some sort of a. Do you think a small report
Yes,
at end of day?
yes, yes.
So
So
a
this could be
report.
reports of finished products, like the products which are finished in the warehouse.
Okay.
And this is one thing. And the next thing which you can have is what was the sale which you did? Probably that can also be there, and I think we'll be
Okay.
good to go.
Yeah, I think
How much did you
reports and
sell today?
analytics. Correct. I guess reports and analytics can be. We should note those events that when a person is purchasing something
Sure.
or something like that time we take those, and separately we can generate a report out of it that 13 keyboards were
Hmm.
sold. In total, we have
Hmm.
15 keyboards. So, you know, probably get 13 more keyboards tomorrow.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yeah. I think
okay.
I think
So
this is great. This looks great.
okay, then I'll just go ahead with the user.
Hmm.
Okay. Also, guys, I'm using Lucid Chart. You can use any software that you like. Always, I mean, I should have checked with Arun first. Is this okay if I use the software? Uh, right. So,
In interview, it's not, but yeah, for now it is.
I mean, why would you not allow it in an interview?
Okay, so I would allow in an interview actually, but it depends
Okay,
really on the
on the
company.
interview. Right, you're
Yeah.
right. Actually, that's one thing. Like, you would allow it because I guess you're reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean to say, like, always ask the interviewer if possible,
Yeah.
can I use this tool? Because it simplifies some of the things that you're trying to do, like drawing, writing neatly. These are things that I see many candidates are not able to do, and for no fault of their own. Sometimes it is their fault; they haven't even asked. But sometimes, if the
Yeah.
candidate, yeah, like if the interviewer is adamant, that's their fault, not yours. If you don't ask, they'll never say yes. So use as many tools as you possibly can to make your interviewing process easy. It's going to be a tough interview anyway, so it's best to have all the tools that you possibly can. We use an IDE. If you can use an IDE, nothing like it. If they are going to force you for Google Docs, then okay, we'll handle it when we need to. Okay, so these are 7 requirements that we have. Um
Hmm.
Add and remove is largely update product unit.
Yeah.
I would say we have roughly 6 requirements only. Product units, the count has to be updated. We need to onboard products. Um, the products have a particular weight and size. Uh, the product price can be updated. Is this part of the inventory management system?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'm seeing this is closely coupled to this.
We can have it for now.
Yeah, I think these two will be
Uh,
strongly coupled. So maybe we'll make it a single requirement only.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and then we have product location. Where is it being stored? Okay, that's dependent on the weight and size. So one, two, three, four, and five. Yeah, report and analytics of how many sales have been made, how many products have been sold, which products have been sold, so on, and the status
Mhm.
of each unit. Is it packaged?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it cooked and everything? Okay, so this took us some time. This took us 10 minutes. Uh, Now the proof is in the pudding. Let's see if this actually speeds up our thinking. So I'll now,
Before going ahead, do you really
yes,
think these are the requirements of the user?
yeah, for the user who's using the inventory management system, they just care about updating product count.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So just this product
Yes.
onboarding. Yeah, they care about this also. Okay, this is manual. Let's say this is manual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Product price. Let's say, yeah. Okay, let's put it here. These are two things that the user cares about that they do manually.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so okay, and reports and analytics, they view it themselves, but they don't
So this
generate
is
it.
generated by system.
Yeah, this is generated by the system. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe they can get it on an email also. So whether they view it or not is like up to us. Uh, okay, status is handled and product location is handled by the system. Yeah, I think
So
you're
it
right.
just reports and analytics is the requirement of the system, I feel.
Yeah, system. Let's see if we get a. Okay, AWS is really good icon, sir.
Yeah.
On Lucid Chart. Okay, so these are the requirements of a system, not the user. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So then we have two actors in the system. One of
Yes.
them can add products and update product counts. One of them handles the location of the product and the reporting and analytics generation, and also the status of every product. Okay,
Great.
users. Yeah, this guy doesn't do it. That's some input to the system that please purchase something. So uh, just to clarify, Arun, a user
Mhm.
is a shopkeeper. Is that, or a warehouse manager?
Yeah, user could be shopkeeper also, warehouse manager also, or some employee also. So there could be different people actually. So in people also you can have levels. So you can have a worker, you can have a admin, you can have a manager. So, but for this interview, let's leave it. Let's just talk
Okay,
about admin.
okay. Then that's good. Okay, I'm thinking that update product count
Mm-hmm.
is something that an admin sometimes needs to do,
Mm-hmm.
a user sometimes needs to do, but most of the times all we need is
Server
is
only does
a
it.
system. Yeah, the exactly.
Yes, but price is something that a user does.
Yeah,
So updating could be both of them's responsibility here.
yeah. Okay, I agree. Maybe both of them do it sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, product onboarding is something that a user only does. Product location, this is a system. Reports and analytics, I guess they create it and then they are viewed by uh, the user.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is strictly UML, but roughly I think the requirements are here. Anything
Yeah,
else that you
yeah.
would like me to look into, Arun?
No, I think this should be good.
Okay. Let me now try to convert this into a class diagram
Sure.
with the idea that doing this is going to speed up the code later on.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll take the first class, which is user. Okay, and let me, in fact, I'll just draw using this class diagram as my reference. User can do product onboarding and update product
Yes.
unit counts. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to assume registration of a user and all that. I'm just skipping for now, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that is okay.
Okay, so user. Okay, a user. I'm assuming all users are admin. Is that also all right? They have full
Yeah.
access. Okay,
Yes, for
so
now.
all right. So they can onboard a product means add product.
Yeah.
Okay, and the product details will be passed in as as a parameter here.
Sure.
They can also update product count. So update count, and they pass in the product ID, and the count reduces. Okay,
Hmm.
so in case you are getting rid of products, there is one problem. If I have some products in shelves, let's say
Hmm.
a product type A is there
Hmm.
on the shelf, and now I say product type A equal to 0, I update the count. Then that
Okay.
shelf also, what happens to that shelf?
That becomes empty.
That
You
becomes
can
empty.
imagine. Yeah.
The problem is, okay, yeah, that's a admin is specifically saying remove this product or
Yeah.
remove this unit, then those shelves become empty. Okay, so this is a
Mm.
rare admin action. Let's also look at what the server can do or the system can do. It can generate reports and analytics. So generate reports. Okay, it can also set or get a product's location. So manage product location, and then set product location. Okay, also it can see the status of a unit. So manage the status of a unit as available, booked, picked, or something else. So update status, and in this it passes product.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Since
this
we have
looks.
talked about product a lot, would you mind creating product also?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So there is a object called product. It has an ID. It has, let's say, a price. At this point, I'm not assuming any offers or coupons or discounts.
Okay.
It has a description. It has a, like we said, I'll just define over here. A product we mentioned has a price, has a weight, and a size.
Yeah.
So weight, size. I guess what we are trying to do is either Amazon warehouse or even Zepto or
Yeah.
Swiggy, Instamart.
Big
So
big basket, grofers, any
all of them.
e-commerce store. Or not just e-commerce store, a normal mall also has an inventory, right? Any
Yeah,
mall which you go, that also has an inventory.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about product here. Product count is being updated. We have reports. So maybe report object can be created, but we'll first look at this thing, location, which is actually the next bit. So a product
Okay.
also has this. So actually, this is a product. It's also two things that I have to remember is unit. We have mentioned this in the use case diagram. Products have units. So it's of a particular product ID. A unit has this. So should I say a unit has size and weight, or should I have it in product? Is a question I'm thinking right now. How do I?
So what you can do is, like we have discussed in the requirements, that the shelves would be of three types: small, medium,
Right.
big, right? So you can define a product type also, that if it is small, it can be put in. Its location could be small, medium, and big. All three locations
Right.
could be there. If it
Okay.
is medium, so it could be put in medium and large only. And if it is of type large, then it could only be put into large type,
Large type.
which
Okay.
means
Small.
you will have to create a class shelf also now.
Shelf. Okay. Okay. So I've kept location as that class, which
Mm-hmm.
says that there is a
Okay.
type small, medium, and
Okay.
large, and so
Okay.
shelf actually doesn't have anything else except an
Uh,
ID, a location.
yes.
So a unit is of a particular product and it is stored in a particular location.
Yeah.
A unit also has an ID, let's say, and it needs a status. A unit needs a status. Is it sold? Is it booked right now? I mean, is it available? What is it like?
So you can have two status for now. Uh,
Okay,
so inventory means it is not sold. In the
okay,
transit means it is getting packaged, and delivered means it is ready for delivery. So you can have an enum, let's say, of
okay.
status.
An enum of status where inventory, transit,
Transit
and
and
delivered.
delivery.
Delivery. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So every product has a location. So if it is in transit, does it have a location? In the sense, it's been removed from the location. I think. I mean, that location will
No.
come null.
Yeah, it's been removed.
Okay. So
So it's removed from the location, and yeah.
should I? Okay. So I think this will come a little later. Maybe when I'm writing the code. But I'm just thinking that should a location also have a boolean value or a unit ID which is occupying it? So we have a one-way mapping where unit is pointing to a location. This.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just mark it in a separate color. This is pointing to this,
Yeah.
and this is pointing to this.
Okay.
But should a location also say if it is occupied that the unit is this one? Maybe I can take care of that separately. Maybe I can, yeah, maybe that can be taken care of separately. One unit can only occupy one location. One location can have different units depending on time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I
So
think
so you're
yeah,
so you're having ID, right? Which is a
yeah,
unique thing, right?
yeah, for every unit, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, we have in a user. What about a user? A user has almost no state because we are not handling permissions or any kind of yeah, everyone has the same permission, so it has no state. System also does not have any state.
No,
uh,
it should.
okay. uh,
What about the data members? We have talked
right.
about, it will have list of products, right? System will have list of products.
Yeah, system has a list of products, yes, yes.
Yes.
And the system also
So
has a product
locations.
has a list of units. Okay,
So
yes, that's true. So in fact, let me pull this up again and say what are the things that a system needs. System has list of products, yes, we need that.
mm,
Also location was being managed by system.
yes. So system will have list of all the shells availability, right?
Yes, something has to take care of this. So uh, get list, or let me make it an even simpler thing. Get product. If you pass in the ID, you get the product. Add product. I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's taken care of by this user. Um,
Yeah.
get product also is taken care of. Now, yeah, place product maybe. So it sees some location which is free,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
right now the first location which it finds which is free and of adequate size, it just fills it. So this
Yeah.
is going to use an algorithm. So, and finally, I mean, products can have expiry also, right?
For now, that is
For now, yeah,
you're talking about perishable. Yeah.
yes.
For now,
Which
let's.
for now let's keep it aside, but it is a thing. So
Yeah,
we'll
it is.
if we can, then we'll see if we can manage this. There is a place product algorithm, and then there is basically get unit
Product list.
product list. Okay, so
Yeah.
get unit
Uh,
place unit, I would say is the right term in our vocabulary. Getting the whole product list, you mean give me all the list of products that
yes.
are available so that a user can
Yes.
purchase. Okay,
Yes. Product list, as well as, of course, where will a system. So, if, for example, you want to see the status of all the shells in inventory, it happens, right? A user goes and sees all the shells. So,
right.
product list and get shelf status. So, you can. So, basically, it will have a list of all the shelves also, no?
Okay, get shelves
Mm.
status, let's say, and then this is the capability of the system that we have.
Yeah.
Okay, just walking back again, for
Mm.
every unit you can get and place a unit, uh,
Okay.
and if you get a unit, I guess you can it's not get unit, it's retrieve the unit or remove unit.
Okay, so you can explain me three flows here now
Yeah,
using this
yeah,
class diagram. First flow you need to explain me is when a product comes. So suppose the warehouse have bought the truck of products. So
right.
how would that be placed in the proper shelf? So one is product onboarding, which you need to explain me.
Okay,
Second is how when somebody has purchased the product. So from shelf till the delivery, what would be the activity diagram for that? And the third
okay,
one should be at the end of the day, you need to show me the report also. So
okay.
that means, so please tell me all the three flows now.
So in the first part where a set of products come in,
Hmm.
and they need to be added to the system, at
Hmm.
this point we are going to be, I think as a user I also need to be able to add unit
Yes.
or place unit basically.
So add
Whether
product can do that as well.
okay, add product is adding a product type in my mind. So maybe I'll this adds like a new type of biscuit has come in. So
Okay.
I'm typing the I'm adding the type of product. So that is this part. This is a all the metadata for a product. A unit is
Okay.
one instance of that product.
Okay.
So once a truck comes in, maybe with 200 units,
Hmm.
I'm going to call this place unit function 200
Hmm.
times with
Okay.
units.
Okay.
Then this place unit is going to use its algorithm to put them in
Hmm.
the right locations.
Okay.
And now my warehouse is full.
Okay.
Let us now assume that orders come in. A person wants to
Okay.
purchase a product. So
Right.
they mention the type of product that they want to buy, and they say, "Give
Hmm.
me one instance or three instances of it." So
Right.
I will. I think I need to have some sort of concept of an order also. A very basic concept. I don't have money or anything involved in this or the status of an order. I just have a clear order which says unit, uh, of units, I'll call this count. Okay, I'll take one step back actually. An order has n number of products with each of them having different types of units, different number of units. So 3 milk
Yes.
cartons, 2 boxes of chocolates, 1 keyboard.
Hmm.
Okay. So this is a map of product to count. That is an order for me.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
It counts.
so suppose some order has been placed, right? A system has to check if that product is available or not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
now in this,
so can't
sorry.
we make it something like this? A product, you have said product. How many units are there? You have already taken care of.
Yeah.
So in product only, can't you have a list of units where it is placed?
Okay. The reason I'm not keeping that here
Mhm.
uh, is because I thought I'll keep it in some other object, like over here in system.
Okay, okay, okay. That should be great.
Okay. So
Okay.
if we then go to system and we ask, can this order be fulfilled? So
Mhm.
for this product, where are the places that it is being stored? And tell filter out by status equal to inventory. So then
Okay.
I'll get a count and I'll see, can I satisfy this order? Otherwise, I
Uh,
can't.
got it. Okay.
Okay. Now at this point, I know that I can satisfy. So I have to take a lock on this because there might be a
Okay.
parallel order also working on the same thing. So
Okay.
the products that I'm touching, somehow I need some sort of a lock on all of them,
Mhm.
or I can make it sequential that per order I go through sequentially. So
Okay.
and there is no way that two concurrent orders will come together.
Right.
I would prefer if that were the case. Everything is being
Y-
taken sequentially in a warehouse. Also, I mean, it's. I don't
Yeah.
know if Amazon can handle this kind of weak, just everything happening sequentially. They are going to multi-thread it. Um, I could also
For
take locks on every object here. It could create a
for now,
deadlock.
you can imagine. For now, you can imagine that the orders would be taken sequentially.
Okay, okay, that is great. So if that happens, then I'm going to take it sequentially. I'm going to find whether it is possible or not. I will then update the count. I'll also change their statuses. Um,
Yes.
and based on that, then finally I will go to the location. I'll
Yeah.
mark them as once the robot goes and picks it up, some sort of event has to come, and somebody has to come and do this cleaning task of putting them in transit or delivery status.
Okay.
And the robot has to basically set the location IDs to the map that we have here, that which unit is being stored in which location. This has to change to null. Okay. So
Okay.
when a product is being purchased, when a unit
Uh,
has been picked up by the robot,
yeah.
there is no difference. There is
Yeah.
actually
It's done.
yeah, it's
No,
done.
no, it's
But
done.
it's done. There is one small difference though. If a product is purchased
Uh,
and is no longer available, that is okay.
uh,
But it is in transit. I cannot. If a truck comes right then and tries to add units, I shouldn't pick this location ID. So if the location ID is in any unit, then we should not pick it up. Okay, that's one edge case.
okay.
Okay, this so this is the overall flow of the system. You can now come and add products. You can now come
Yeah.
and purchase. And I think Arun, you had mentioned one final thing. What is the third flow?
Third was reports and
Reports.
analytics at the night or maybe the end
Ah,
of the day.
yeah, I guess that won't be too hard for me to do because I'll
Yes.
take these events, each of these events, and
Yeah.
keep pushing them to a queue. And the system which is looking at this queue is going to take these events and give it as a report. So
Cool.
I can create a report object,
Mhm.
but this is going to be, let's say, it's going to be generated on a particular date, and that's it. Rest of it, I'll use it as
Yeah,
metadata.
yeah,
The
yeah,
reporting service can take care of this. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So
I
I'll,
think this should be good.
yeah. Okay. So at this point, I think we can take a couple of questions
Yeah.
on how we are doing. If it's bad, then please let us know. I can't ask Arun directly because you can't talk to your interview that way. So someone is asking, will it be a report of completely sold out product, or we decide a count where we say that we are running low on inventory for a particular product? So is it a report, or is it an alerting system?
So it depends basically on the question actually. That's why if you remember in the system requirements, I said it could be a general report, but I just want to see if your system is able to generate a report or not. If I want how much sale I have done in a day, you can very easily tell me, right? How what all things are finished, you can very easily tell me because you have product list. You can iterate over the product list and then you can tell me, okay, all of these are finished. So you can very it depends on system to system, but what I want to see as an interviewer is if your system is able to generate a report on the daily basis or not.
Okay. So you're mainly concerned about, can this system generate reports?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Rahul is asking, how would you return a list of products in the inventory by given date? How would you store the products data in the DB? Products data in the DB, I guess we can store it by just mapping this class.
Yeah.
The first question is, how would you return a list of products in the inventory, list of products in the inventory by a
So
given date? Yeah.
for that you would be having by a given date. What do you mean by a given date? I didn't get that.
I guess if he gives you a timestamp or gives me a timestamp, I should be able to tell him that these many products were there in transit in the inventory being delivered.
But
What is the use
how
case?
would that help? Oh, but how would that help?
Yeah, maybe Rahul, you can you know add some more to that question. It will really help us.
Yeah.
Where are we storing these? Is it NoSQL or SQL? Today I was seeing this video of Zerodha where they are using Postgres to handle, uh, I think, a few trillion data records. So
Oh,
yeah, just simple Postgres. Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
mean, this
that
is not
should
a big.
decide. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So actually, deciding the database is, I feel, it's a high-level design question.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, don't go for a NoSQL database unless you really need to. I don't see one thing in this, not one, which requires a high level, like a write heavy database like a NoSQL or something. You don't need to inbuilt sharding and all that. I don't see it happening here. So, okay, how do we generate historical reports since events are consumed? Okay, we'll look into that. Were you seeing Zero the video? Where were you seeing Zero the video? Just go to Twitter. I've shared the link over there. Can we add product category also? So unit placing on the basis of category. I think a lot of these questions we'll be handling in the code. So now it's 8 o'clock. Let's start writing some code.
Yep.
Also, Arun, a generic question.
Hmm.
How long do you think a low-level design round goes for?
So it generally goes for 1 to 1.5 hours,
Okay.
not more than that. And I would like to tell people uh, that right now we are explaining the question also. We are taking your questions also. We are explaining the answers also. And I'm asking too many questions from Gaurav just so that everything is clear to our audience. Uh, Generally, these many questions are not there. Most of the things are clarified in the system when while you are noting down the system requirements only, or when you're making the use case diagram. Generally, database, choosing the database, all of these things are not generally discussed in the low level design. And what an interviewer generally sees is he would pick broad things, and probably he can go in any direction in an interview. You should know this. Interview can go in any direction. So the main thing is to convince the interviewer that you are right. First of all, this actually is the case. Even if you are wrong, if you are able to make him understand, he'll give you a good rating. Second is, of course, you should be right. So discuss about stuff like the Gaurav had discussed with me. Now he got an approval at every instant from me, right? So if he will do anything later on, I cannot point him out. So try to involve the interviewer while you are making stuff, be it use case diagram, be it writing down the system requirements, be it making the class diagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a brilliant point. I think a lot of us have this thing that when we are coding, we don't, or when we are doing the interview, we think the interviewer might get disturbed, and we say, okay, fine, let's do it quietly. While important parts, you should get the interviewer involved. If there is something important, please confirm with them and clarify with them. Okay. Uh, so I'll be looking at the class diagram, which we have done with so much effort to set this up. There is a class user. Uh, they are they are important, but okay. And there is a class order also. But let me start with the core class, which is basically the inventory system, the system over here. Uh, and let me then say what are the problems that we have. So first method is initially a truck comes and fills up the warehouse. So add product is the thing. Okay, so add product, and I'll return void, which means if it is successful, then nothing happens. Otherwise, it throws an exception. So
Yeah.
uh, another thing is exception handling. If your interviewer wants to know about this, then yeah, I can get into details. But to start off with, nothing for now. Okay, so when it comes to add product, there is a product that we can add. It's important to define that class. Okay. Product ID, location, an ID, a price, description, weight, and size. Okay. There's a description here. Weight I'll take as double, and let's assume metric units kg. Size is an enum. Okay. Yeah, that takes care of everything. Let's say a unit. Okay, now when I'm adding a product, all I need to do is I need to add it to my list of products. So there is a, I'm starting off simple, and if, when required, I might turn it into a map of products or something. But
Sure.
okay. So list of product, product list. I'm using an ID. As you can see, this is really helpful. If I am not using an ID, I would need to remember the syntax. I would need to remember a lot of things, but that's no longer the case here. Okay, I now added it to my product list. Uh, Now what I do is I also add a bunch of units. So the truck has come. I say that tell me the different types of products, and now also place unit. So Okay, unit has to be defined. So I'll take that class. A unit has a product ID, a location ID, an ID itself, and a status. Okay. Uh, this is actually interesting. Arun, would you suggest that I keep a product ID, or do you want me to keep a reference for product?
Okay. So now here could be a good discussion actually.
Yeah,
Keeping a full-fledged product will take a lot of space actually, right? So
yeah, and
how
it's
does
also
that add value? How
okay.
does
One of the trade-offs that I can see when keeping a product, full product, is it will take more space. It might have
yeah,
useless fields which are relevant only to product,
yes,
like certain things. If
right,
something is updated in our memory and we
mm,
have this unit stored in a cache,
mm,
it's possible that if I don't make it a singleton, if I don't make
right,
each product class singleton, then this will become stale. Uh,
right,
and I'll have to manage cache management and that memory. These are the drawbacks. The benefit is whenever I want to get any details about this product, I don't need to keep a mapping between product ID and
right,
product in the system.
right,
I can just jump to that.
right,
So I would prefer to actually have a product ID in the system, just a mapping of uh, per unit what is the product ID. Is that okay, or would you prefer me to?
No, no, product ID is fine because I think we can iterate on the list of products to get the information.
Okay, so then I'll keep a mapping of. Uh, Actually, I'll convert this to a map, and I will
Yeah,
say for a string, uh, I have a new hash map,
yeah,
and I'm not making it a concurrent hash map. I'm just keeping it simple.
okay,
Status, location ID. Okay, location ID is something else that I need, so I need a location. But before that, in status, I think you had mentioned inventory is one, transit is another, and delivery is another. Okay, another class called location. Location has only type and ID. Okay, so string ID, and okay. I'm naming this class location type because type is a very common word, so I don't want to mess
yeah.
up. Okay, it's an enum. I don't get it. Oh, what is type? Small, large, medium. Okay, so that is already taken care of. Sorry for that. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say size is here. The size of the location is being mentioned over here. Okay, now when someone asks us to place a unit, I'm going to be using an algorithm to find which location is best suited for this product.
Right, right.
Uh, okay, so right now,
For
then
now,
I was, yeah,
we can skip it. We can skip it for now. I've understood that
okay,
you'll use an algorithm. Uh,
okay.
so can,
Let us assume that I don't have that taken care of. I mean that
yeah,
let us assume some algorithm is doing this
yes,
location ID
yes,
setting. Okay,
yeah.
so place unit is something that we have.
You can put a comment actually. Yeah. Oh, this is also great. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So we can place units. We can add products. We can get product. Get product is not difficult. All I need to do is just this. Uh, Very simple. I'll skip these methods moving forward because it's just getter setter methods.
Yep.
String. Okay. Get product list. Again, this is, I just need to pass in the, I have to just return product list dot.
Yes.
So that I think I'll get rid of. Dot keys. That's all I have to do. Or values. Get product list.
Yes.
Get shelves status. Okay. Get me all the units. Basically, or rather, get me all the locations and their statuses. Okay, I can do that. Get me all the locations.
So you can keep a map of locations here.
Yes. So if there is a string which is location ID,
Yes.
tell me whether it is filled or not, or which product exists there, which unit exists there. Okay, so
Yes.
string. Assuming there are a set number of locations only, so I'm keeping them all in memory, and the unit is here.
Okay.
Location map, public. This is what I'm returning. Now comes manipulating this location map. Can we generate reports? Okay, we can look at that. Get product location, set a product location. Okay, so I guess this is set unit location. This is
Yes.
okay. So get a unit's location or set a unit location. Get unit location is very simple. We just need to go to the unit and say what is your location ID.
Yes.
Uh, Set unit location is what we are looking at, which is basically place unit. So I think we have I have done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more accurate. Update status means of a product. What does this mean? Update status. That is this. Update status again will come for a unit. So that is also another thing that I've done incorrectly. I have to pass in a unit. Okay. Unit and status. Okay, this takes care of that. Order has a map of product to integer count. Okay, this is what we have, and user can add a product or they can remove things, but they are using the system methods only.
Yes.
So okay, so if a user can
So a user will have a instance of system.
right. So I make this static so that it becomes simple.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I have to make all the methods also static so that we can access this. Okay, so the whole inventory system is filled with static methods, and so this is a singleton now.
Yes.
And without creating an instance, I can just use its methods. So
Yep.
Product. I need to pass in product details. So maybe
You can have an empty constructor for now.
yeah, yeah. I'll just there must be something here that no shortcut, nothing. No. Okay.
Generate in that constructor. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Let's say ID. So this is of course something that will be passed in here as a parameter by the user.
Yes.
So I can
Yes.
just skip this. Okay. Now this is taken care of. There is only one or two things that we need to do. One is placing units. That is algorithmically something. And the other thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that when an order is actually placed, we can that the unit is picked up.
Yes. And system automatically updates the location also, status also.
Right. So remove unit is not something I've taken care of. So sorry for that. Again. Okay. Yeah. These are two things which are remaining. Everything else seems to be smooth. Uh, place unit. Okay. And remove unit. Okay. So how does the system know which unit should be removed when there is an order placed?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So how
while
this
the
will happen is
yeah
in the front end. Let's
yeah
look at the front end part of it. Okay, now. So now, just imagine Amazon UI. Okay, so you click on a product, you see the product details, and then you see Add to Cart button. When you click on Add to Cart button, the product moves to the cart. So this complete product is moving to the cart now. Now, what will happen next? When you place an order, so a product name would come to you, right?
yeah
Product details would come to you. So what you can do is you can, from the list of products or from the map of the products, you can check if there is product availability or not.
yes that makes
Yes.
sense. Absolutely. Okay. Uh, so users are doing one thing, which is adding products or executing orders. Like you mentioned, in the order, there's going to be some details which will result in the status of the products or the units changing. Okay. So execute order is going to be order. Okay. Now inventory system dot remove unit, and this is going to happen for every in the order at product count entry set. Okay. Um, I'm just basically iterating over every single entry in the product count. So
Yep.
two milk cartons, three, that will come over here. So I will now
Yes.
take that each entry, and then I need to do something. I need to remove units for everyone. For this integer item dot get value, I'll be removing units. Remove unit of this product type. Item dot get key. So when there is a remove unit, I cannot say for a particular unit, I have to say for a particular product.
Okay. Gaurav, can I
Yes.
explain people something? Here.
Yes. Of course.
There was a question which was asked by someone, I don't remember who his name, but he asked, will there be many different sort of optimizations or whatnot? Something of this sort, his question was. So if you, can you scroll down a little bit where you implemented that function, where you search, yes. So
Yeah.
now if you see, I want to explain that guy to everyone in the audience, that every time if you will iterate and you will find the product, don't you think it is taking too much time here? It is taking too much time. Order of n time complexity would be there.
Yes.
But but I want to explain, or I want to tell to everyone. Of course, if an interviewer wants to ask about it, he can. But he wouldn't ask about it. Why? Point number one, uh, you have already discussed with me the requirements of everything. That is why. So he knows that this is the only way to now generate. Second, optimization. I'm not looking at your code. Like, I'm not looking at your algorithm. I'm looking at how your system interacts. Different data members could be used. Different data structures could be used, and that is being checked in your DSN algo rounds. That if you are able to solve the problem or not. Right now, I just want to see how you're able to build the system. How will your front end interact? How will your back end handle stuff? How will your user handle it? That's so that is why I just explaining
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Absolutely. Makes total sense. This is a simple iteration of the whole thing when it comes to executing an order. Uh, our algorithm, when it comes to placing a product, is probably not optimal. Also, you can probably
Yes,
place it better. But for now,
yes,
we are using a very simple algorithm. If we want to change the algorithm, we can see maybe here's a place for strategy pattern. So
yes,
I'll try to implement the strategy pattern here in the simplest possible way. Let's see if that works. So I have two strategies. One is uh, simple strategy. So that's one class, and another one is smart strategy. So the benefit of me doing it this way is I can actually write test cases with simple strategy, knowing that this is exactly how things will work, and I can write test cases for smart strategy, expecting it to behave as good, if not better, than simple strategy always. So this is something that we can do. Okay. Now let me try to place the units using some method. So um, first thing I'll do is I will try to get a location which is free, lock that location, and then set this unit's location ID to that, and then I'll unlock that location. So okay, I'll go for. Firstly, I need to go to location
location
map.
map.
Right. Yeah. But now I am. I can optimize this, but I'm not. I'm just
Yes,
iterating over the locations. Sorry.
yeah,
So get keys. So okay. If this location is free, so I have to see in the location map if this location is free. But what is the location map storing? Unit. Okay. If this location is empty and I have to pass in type of location. No, that is not possible. That makes no sense because if I've picked it up from location key set, then it can't be empty. So if location is null, Okay, a lot of syntax that is going on. Sorry for that.
No worries. And I think you can skip it also.
Okay, I'm just trying to use the algorithm
Mhm.
because that is the only thing which is remaining. Entry dot get me the value. If this is not equal to null, then if this is equal to null rather, then I can place something here.
Okay.
So I'll take a lock on the location. So location. Okay, I don't remember the syntax for taking
No
a lock.
worries. No worries. No worries. No worries.
Get lock.
Yes.
Okay, and then once this is done, release lock,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's it. Okay, so now I've set up the location as this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one way, one algorithm. Uh,
Hmm.
I actually should be checking before that only that if the uh,
Yes.
size is big enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think your algorithm would do.
Right, right. So
So you can skip it.
strategy works. Yeah, I think I'll just skip this, but it's something that
Yeah.
the algorithm has to do.
Yes.
Okay, running pretty fast. We have remove unit, which is for a particular product. I will just iterate over the location and units. Again, this is the simple algo, the basic one. It will pick up the first unit of that product type,
Yes.
and then it will just return that as a uh, for that unit. So if I say remove one unit of this product,
Yeah.
iterate over all locations just like we have done over here. If you get a place where it is not null, then check if the unit, then check if the product dot ID matches the uh, product ID of the unit. Get value dot product ID. Yeah, this has to match. So actually, this will be in the if statement. Then get remove unit. This is basically map dot remove this location. Okay, we remove the
Yeah.
entry from this location. Yeah.
Great.
Again, I'm releasing the lock
Yeah.
only when after taking a lock here. So the next
Yeah.
person to come with the lock will see that this entry value is no longer null. Okay. Yeah, that's the. So I have not used any design pattern here, but we can use
Mm-hmm.
a strategy design pattern to make this better.
Yes. Yes. No
The
worries.
code
No
will be
worries.
this
You
way.
can skip it.
Okay. So overall, this is what we have in terms of code.
And it's great. Great. I feel.
Okay. Any suggestions from you, Arun, or from the audience? I think Rahul has a
Okay.
future. Yeah.
Yeah. We can go on the questions.
Sure.
Are you are you reading it out?
Yeah, I'll just take a few from the audience here also. Unit in products. Okay, let me see if there's any interesting question. How do you handle when user add product in cart and going for another one, but in the meanwhile added product got out of order? Okay, that's a good question. It's a in the start, Manish, we had said that every order that we are going through is going to be sequential. Uh, in this case, we haven't done that. Okay, if you make all orders go sequentially, then there is no way that concurrently somebody will come and pick it up. So that takes care of it. But even then, in this, I am taking a lock on the unit, on the location, and by taking a lock, I am making sure that nobody else can come and pick up this order at the same time. Okay, what could happen here? Well, there could be a deadlock. There could be something like Arun says there is an order for milk cartons 2, and I say there is an order for milk cartons 2. The total number of milk cartons are 2. Arun goes and while iterating picks up 1 milk carton. At the same time, my code also runs, goes, picks up 1 milk carton, and now we are waiting on each other. We are locked forever. I'm waiting on the other one till the lock is released. That would be a deadlock. Sometimes both orders would fail. That would be one way of just reverting the transaction, let's say. So those are ways in which you can handle this problem. If you make everything sequential, nothing like it. But if you can't make things sequential, then you need a way in which you have to lock the items concurrently. A set of items concurrently. This is not easy. And probably the way you're going to go about doing this is basically trying to acquire all locks. If you fail to acquire all the locks within a certain period of time, you have to time out. So it will be a time lock. So on. Are we allowed to use frameworks in HLD? No, I don't think. Let's take another question. Rahul says, let's say you have an inventory of groceries. The inventory manager is required to throw out the expired items and update the inventory. Okay, this is now item expiring. So suppose an external committee wants to ensure you do not have expired products in the inventory. How do you implement this? Would you prefer creating a new record for each product per day? Okay. Personally speaking, I would. But yeah, yes.
Yeah. So what I can think of right now, just after looking at the question, okay, this is what happens in an interview. So what we can do is in the product itself, we can have a so in the product class which Gaurav has made, we can have a expiry date also there only. Okay. Now every day in the morning, the system can generate a report wherein they can tell me the list of all the units who are expired, and then probably we can clean up or whatever. So this way we can get a list of all the expired products.
Yeah, like when we are deducting or something, removing products, like we can manually also go and maybe the machine went and crushed the product by mistake, or something happened, some cat ate it, or there's a snake inside. I mean, anything can happen. So you might want to manually also remove that product. So and then go and update the count over there in the system. So you can do it for expired products also. Your machine can go automatically pick those products up. It's as good as making an order. Actually, in the morning when it goes to expiry, take all the products which are expired, go to those locations, ask the machine to pick and throw it, and set them as available. Okay, folks, if you have questions, you can post them here. I think I haven't mentioned it for a while. It's on Slido. I will also just share the questions which are already there. Okay, most of us feel like less confident when it comes to LLD interviews. We feel reasonably confident, 30%, and 4 and 5%. 4 and 5 star is really low. 14% is on 2-star. Okay, Q&A. I think 3 of them we have handled already. Okay, how do you handle concurrency if you have to? Maybe you can just share your thoughts at Uber level. I guess we spoke about ordering and taking locks. We also talked about whether there can be a deadlock or something. So this, I think we have answered to some extent. We are going to be answering more of this in the course that we are coming up with. So if you want to subscribe for that, one of the things you can do is just go to InterviewReady and just sign in. If you sign in, then we'll at least have an email ID through which we can connect with you. And the current course also has machine coding and high level design, and when it comes to system design, it's a full course, so you can purchase that also. The low level design problems like this we are taking next. Do we
Yep.
have to
Yep.
draw? Right? Do we have to draw the LLD interview? I mean, we can just write the class roughly on ID for discussion only. Okay, Arun, do you want to take?
Yeah. So you can, whatever suits you actually, whatever suits you, whatever makes things clear to you and to your interviewer, you can go ahead with that.
Makes sense. Okay. I would suggest drawing because although you saw that it took us 1.5 hours to do this whole thing, it's not just about. So, one is our speed was actually higher than it would otherwise.
Hmm.
I truly believe had we tried to just go and code, the amount of discussion we would go through, we would not have been able to do 50% of what we did right now. Okay. You can try it at home and see which one works better. Like it's as good as coding without having reviews. Just code and then see, oh wait, requirement was something else, so you come back, and so there is back and forth, there is loss of time. Very objectively also, this is far better as a method. Second thing is, the interview is not about you writing as much code as possible. The interview is about your interviewer understanding what you have done. And it's the same with team discussions and design discussions and everything engineering. You have to communicate your thoughts. So communicating them is effective when you draw things. If you just write code, it is okay, but it's not good. It is okay, it is acceptable, but it is not good or great. So okay, detailed view of the entire system. Okay, does the actual LLD interview go into the detailed view of the entire system, or just a few flows are discussed? Arun, I think you had mentioned that it can go anywhere. It's best to in a YouTube video to talk about all of them, but in a real
Yes.
interview they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's keep going ahead, and it'll be fast. How do you scale when map becomes huge? This you can use a cache, a Redis cache if required. In the real world, of course, we'll have these libraries and tools. Over here, we just have, the libraries we have. Should we not have a sale table instead of report? I think there will be more. That will be more helpful.
Okay. For that, we can have a orders table. I think sale table, orders table, is one and the same thing. Of course, that can help, and there could be a number of more ways that can help. But that was not in the scope of the interview, which we.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's a fact. Okay. Finally, guys, we would like your feedback for this video. How did you find it? Just let us know. Again, I'm sharing the link of Slido. It's over here. How did you like the video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Be very frank, be very honest. Arun and I, basically the reason why we are doing this is so that you understand how low level design interviews work. If it needs to be changed, it's best to tell us. It's totally anonymous also, like who cares, right? Okay, so you can give us a rating over here. Okay, the ratings have started coming in. I'll reveal them in 5 minutes. Till then, we can take a couple of questions, but please feel free to give us your rating. If you really liked it, of course, you can hit the YouTube, like button, or LinkedIn like button also. Why are we not using persistent storage? Aniruddha Nayak has this question. I think to some extent we have answered this. We are doing a low-level design, so high-level design will talk about persistent storage. Do we have to show the diagram? Okay, this is. Okay, let me see if there is any other interesting question. Okay, Alakya has an interesting question. I have more than 10 years of experience currently working as engineering manager. I have not upskilled myself in low-level design. Is it required for managers as well?
Hmm. Generally, the job of an engineering manager is to get things done from the developers, be it anyhow. I don't think, but of course, having knowledge of LLD would be great. Engineering managers generally don't review the PRs, or they're not the one responsible. But yeah, having a skill is always good.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know whether it will be relevant for you as an engineering manager. I don't think it will be. If you know it, it's good. You can talk to them like an engineer, but the fact is, you're not going to be using it. So it's
Yeah.
okay. It's like, does a product manager need to? So another question then, Arun, is what about product managers? What about TPMs, technical program managers? Do they need to know about low-level design? They do need to know a little bit about high-level design. They do talk about it, DevOps also, but low-level design.
So again, the the job profile or the work that a product manager has to do is to get features and ask the engineering teams to work on this, right? If they can help in engineering also, that is great. But I don't think product manager needs to learn, or he does coding. I don't think he does coding.
Okay.
Your view on this?
Yeah, same. Not at all. No need to go for LLD, design round. If you want to see, then yeah. Otherwise, not at all.
Yeah.
You don't
And
need
of
to.
course, you can buy our course
Yeah,
going
of course.
forward, and
Yeah,
we'll be really happy.
paying us, paying us money is always, we are more than happy to accept it. But then it won't help you. So
Yeah.
if you want to pay just like that, then I'll send you my PayPal or my Paytm number. Like, but if you want to invest in a course for yourself as a PM, probably somewhere else makes more sense. Uh, who would it make sense for? Engineers makes a lot of sense throughout your career, like from zero to um, how should I put
Senior,
it? As long
uh,
as, yeah,
senior engineers, architects also.
architects also, they review code, so there is that thing.
Yes,
So that's why I don't know up till which point you want to see, but at least till 15 years, I guess it makes a lot of sense. Because
yes, it does.
the yeah, the senior engineers also, I've seen, they sometimes do write code. Not just
So
senior
actually,
engineers, I mean to say really seniors. Yeah.
their task is, so suppose a new thing is being made, or a new product you're building, which means a completely new repository, a completely new description requirements, and then so of course, as and when the new engineers come, they also want to interact or write in the same repo, which becomes more and more complex going day by day. So this is how the design pattern helps, right? You can have different directories inside that repo, and directories can have files, and later on different directories interact. So how does the code is understandable to other engineers? How is the code able to interact amongst themselves? How is it not complex that much? Of
Yeah.
course, everything is low level design, right? So 15 years, or anybody who is writing code or who is building stuff, needs to know about low level design, and it would be good to have.
So would you say that, I'm not preparing for my interviews, I just want to be a better software engineer? Do you think this kind of video will be relevant to somebody?
So right now, this video was just about an interview. Okay, so we would have missed a lot of things. We would have covered a few things, or would have covered a lot of things also. Okay, uh, but what I am saying is, knowing low level design, knowing design patterns, how to implement them would be great. So learning that would be great. This video specifically, will that help? Of course, it will give them a very really good idea how our discussions, how we went ahead, how architecting or making stuff would help. Because in real world also, product manager would come up with a set of requirements. You would list them all down. Then you would go ahead with making the use case diagram. Then of course you'll make the class diagram. All of that flow would really help. So yes, it will be valuable to watch it also, and it would be valuable to someone who is preparing for the interviews also. But if you want to think that it would give you a full, complete, understanding of how low-level design works, no, this video will not give. But yeah, our course would.
Nice one, nice plug. I,
Yeah.
I, I didn't expect that. Okay, Arun, how would you rate? How much would you rate this?
Uh, so of course, I would rate it more than 4, and nothing is
Okay,
perfect. So less than 5.
okay, somewhere over here, let's say 4. Then someplace,
Yeah.
some improvement is possible. Okay, so that's one vote from our side. That's 10. So on average, the video has been rated 3.8 stars. So there is some improvement that we can do. Um,
Yeah.
and 3.8 stars is like on Zomato, maybe just like, okay, maybe there's a particular dish that I really like. So thank you for giving us this feedback, guys. There's one person who found it to be a 2-star video, one person who found it to be a 3-star video, 7 found it to be 4 stars including us, and one person found it to be a 5-star video. So that is actually interesting, which means there is scope for improvement, and that is really good. I think, did someone else also vote? It became 73%.
Yeah.
What is the average rating? Do we do a weighted? Is this accurate? 3.4 doesn't make sense. 4. Yeah, it's less than 4. It's less
Yeah.
than 4. Unless someone else votes it 5-star, then it's not gonna go to. But anyway, it's good. It's a place that we can improve on. If you have any doubts or suggestions, you can let us know in the comments below. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, or you can connect with us directly on YouTube through the comments. Um, all the best. Thank you everyone for coming. Someone removed their 3-star right now, so our rating went up. Yay! Okay. Thank you so much for making this possible, Arun. Let's catch up next time. And
Sure.
any last words, famous or not famous, that you'd like to share?
Mm. Right now, I'm not able to think. So you can go up with your
Sure.
line which you say every time.
Okay, yeah, guys, if you like the video, do hit the like button. If you want to get notifications for further videos like this, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.